This guy says just ask someone to teach you how to weld. It'll be free, and then just talk to people about a job. More about who you know and not what you know. And there is some truth to this comment, but let's go ahead and break it down. So first off, it's about who you know and not what you know. In the welding industry, it is very important that you know how to network and know people. I'm 5 years deep in the welding industry. I can pick up my phone, call superintendent, and be on a job in Wyoming, Texas, Utah, Florida, it doesn't matter where it's at, but I can get on a job anywhere in the country within the next 3 or 4 days. Now, with that being said, who you know has to know that you know how to weld and weld good, okay? So going off of the comment, just ask someone to teach you, it'll be free. So what does that mean realistically? You can't just ask anybody on the street how to weld different alloys and metals and materials. You actually have to get on a job to possibly do what he's talking about. So let's say you somehow are lucky enough to have an uncle or a friend, or you know somebody in the welding industry. You get on that job, and after a whole day of work or 12 hours, you maybe learn a little bit during your lunch break, or learn a little bit after work, or whatever, however you work that out. But that's kind of hard to do on a turnaround, which it's very fast paced, and the company has to work really quick to get a lot of the job done. So your only chance of learning on the job is going to be your new construction jobs, which are hard to get on unless you know somebody, or you're in the welding industry, or you know how to weld beforehand. So if you was to somehow get on a job with no experience in the welding industry and learn off of maybe someone on the job, hopefully, in a new construction setting, how long would that take you to learn carbon, stainless, Inconel, chrome, copper, nickel, super duplex, Hastelloy, Monel, downhill welding? So it's not the fast option. For me, I wanted to go out, make good money as quick as I could. And the fastest way to do that is a hardcore 6-month, fast-paced welding school. Now, for some people, this is realistic. It's just gonna take you a long time to get to where you can weld different alloys, metals, and materials. I've been on jobs where I was already a welder on the job, and someone's dad got them on, and they were slowly learning here and there, maybe welding this day, but then they had to pull pipes and help out with rigging and be a helper for 4 days straight, and they didn't have time to weld. So it's not realistic if you're wanting to jump into the welding industry. It's gonna take you a lot longer. This comment makes it sound really easy. If, let's say you have your dad or your cousin or somebody who's already in the industry, you could probably get on, and then you could work your way and learn, and that would take a long time. If you're like myself, I didn't have anybody in the welding industry. I didn't have any contacts. I didn't know a single person. So the best thing for me to do was come to the Kentucky Welding Institute, learn different alloys, metals, and materials, and get AWS certifications, and then start calling companies on Indeed, Road Dog Jobs, Road Techs. When I picked up the phone, I talked to them. I was like, hey, I've been welding for a little bit. I got these certs. Could I get a test with you guys? And then eventually I was able to get a couple tests lined up, hit the road, started working. My first job, I was making like 27 an hour on an oil rig, and the company that I'm with now, we make double time. So we make really good money. It's like 44 an hour and double. So again, if you're wanting to take several years to get to the point where you can weld different alloys, metals, and materials on the job, and possibly have someone on the job teach you while they're making welds and working for a company, that might be the option for you if you can get on a job. But for me, it was just trying to get there as quick as possible with the knowledge of welding, different alloys, and things like that. So this was the answer for me. It's worked out. It's great. I've been doing it for 6 years, making good money traveling and welding.